All right, guys. So it's not going to be any fancy drawings. I'm just going to get right to it. So basically, when you want to scale a brand to seven figures, what you want to do is you want to target customers from all stages of the funnel. You don't want to just always go for the sale, right? You need to have some sort of cold traffic targeting and warm traffic, right? And you need to do all kinds of campaigns that allow for you to have the scale needed to get to this level. All right. That's one thing. Second thing is what helps massively is diversifying your traffic sources, right? You need to run, from my experience, Meta and Google, TikTok obviously as well is an option. But from my experience, one traffic source can be a massive catalyst for the other, right? For example, Facebook can generate a lot of traffic that Google can use for retargeting to absolutely get you some crazy revenue off the back end. All right. So here's what we did for this particular brand. All right. So Google first. Google had 70% of the spend, right? So in terms of the cold traffic, we had a PMAX acquisition campaign. This campaign was just a regular PMAX, but set to only target new customers. And this campaign had a lot of the spend because we were focused on the best-selling products that were already proven to work. For that, we used a feed-only asset group. That's usually my favorite type of asset group, along with a full build. Here, we use the top-performing assets that perform well on Meta, right? So we leverage those for PMAX, absolutely get us some sick ROAS, right? On top of that, we do non-branded search. So people searching for the keywords that correspond to your product. So that's huge as well to get to a new sort of cold traffic as well. And the great thing about Google is obviously these are people searching with intent when it comes to non-branded search. So you can really leverage that to close some new customers that are searching for your product and not necessarily your brand, right? Obviously, shopping. Now, shopping, I like to use shopping as a catch-all. So you have PMAX that's really focusing on the best sellers. Shopping, on the other hand, is focusing on all your products where you set very specific TCPA or TROAS goals to allow that to happen. YouTube Shorts, on the other hand, if you have some UGC creative, if you have creative that's doing well on TikTok or Meta, obviously video, 30 to 60 seconds, boom, slap that, you access more cold traffic, right? For warm traffic, we had PMAX bestsellers. That one had a lot of obviously retargeting enabled. So that was one of the highest revenue generating campaigns. Along with that, you want to do a shopping campaign where you're mainly targeting branded terms, right? And obviously brand search so that you make sure that no competitor takes your brand, right? So Meta, I don't run Meta anymore, but that was last working when I was running it. All right. So as for cold traffic, you want to run a advantage shopping where the type of creatives that worked. Obviously, we did a whole lot of creative testing, but typically we did testing based off these different groups. So obviously video creative, use the ones that were performing already. Collections, that's something that's crucial, depends on type of product you have at your disposal. We leverage those to really showcase the collections we had for this fashion brand, right? Carousels as well, and obviously static as well. Static worked great, especially when there was seasonality. So we really use a lot of static creative for all the sales they had like fall sales, summer sales, that kind of thing, and obviously all the events. So you can really sort of leverage static when at these type of seasonality points. Additionally, for the cold traffic, we also use a acquisition campaign with the target set to view content. Now, this is a huge one because for this campaign, the ROAS was shit, but who cares, right? You need to understand what's generating the traffic for you, because what this campaign did, it generated so much traffic that PMAX, on the other hand, on Google's side, was able to really leverage that and scale this brand massively, right? And that's what I'm talking about. You can't just have all campaigns targeting, people that are convinced about, like, at the same stage of the funnel, right? You want to target people throughout the different funnel stages. And on top of that, you want to have different goals so that you really warm up the audience, right? You're not just always throwing the purchase at them right away. This was a DABA campaign where it was a dynamic ads broad audience campaign where, again, keeping it broad allowed us to, access new audiences. And for that, we used some dynamic product ads that were absolutely killing it at the time. For these, again, well in the fashion niche as well. As for the warm traffic, again, we had a DPA campaign as well, but that one leveraged the lookalike audience and data, as well as a remarketing campaign where we slapped a lot of top performers there, boosted the account ROAS overall. This was running with a small budget. All right. So I hope you actually listened to that and just skip through everything, but that's basically the account structure. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to respond to them.